Hey y'all, it's your girl Sarah from Sarah Styles here. In this video, I'm going to show you what sold for me in July and how I made the summer slump my best year to date. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining my channel. If you are new here, make sure to hit the notifications and subscribe so you get notifications of all my new content. I am a reseller on PoshMark. I dabble a little bit in eBay, but mainly on PoshMark. And then I also have a degree in mathematics and experience in data analytics. So I have a analytical tool that reads the PoshMark Sales Report and helps you grow your business, your side hustle, your whatever you're doing on PoshMark. It'll help you grow it. So that you're going to kind of see popping in and out of all of my videos. I will drop the link below if you want to purchase it. There's lots of videos on my channel about how to use the report, and then even if you are proficient in Google Sheets or Excel, I have videos as well on how to kind of create the tables and what to look at. Today's video, and stay tuned at the end of the video, there will be a discount code to purchase the analytical tool if you want. So kind of see that popping in and out of all my videos. And definitely on this video, I'm going to show you some of my stats, and then I will also show you some of the actual items that sold, because that's pretty and we want to look at that too. So today we're going to look at my July sales. I had my best year to date, so best month of the year. My total sales were up 16%. So my total sales, how many items I sold, were my second highest of the month, but my average price per item was my highest of the year. And so a couple of reasons that I think this was: one, I tried a new offer to like strategy, and this was actually part of a group deep dive data analytics that we did. If you have the analytical tool, you'll also get access to my Facebook page, and then you can talk to other people who have the tool and are using the tool. And then we go through and we do group deep dives, and in July we did an offer to likes, and I think this helped with my average price. But definitely make sure to subscribe. That video will be coming out. I release these videos. That video will be coming out shortly, so make sure to subscribe so you get notified of the offer to like strategy that we tested, to see the results on that, to help you decide if that's a strategy that'll work for you. And then the other thing that I think helped my sales for the month was my bundle strategy. I have a bundle strategy. I have a video on it that shows the data for it and kind of walks you through what I do. But my bundles were 50% of my sales, like 50%. Were bundles. Like, that's ridiculous. I had one bundle that was 15 items. I woke up to it one morning and there was an offer, and I went through and calculated, and I was like, that's a reasonable offer, except, and then I also had a 27 bundle offer. It was a little on the low side, and so it didn't work out, but still, like, an offer for 27 bundles, like, yes, please. So that's kind of where my sales were. I'm looking at my cheat sheet. That's where my sales were for the month. My top brands: Vintage, BCBG, Maxizariya, which is so funny because we were talking about this on my Instagram. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. I do sales. I just did a giveaway for my analytical tool this week, and sales and tips and tricks on how to use your data, what sells good for me, all of that. And we were talking about what sells well, and a lot of people were like, I cannot move BCBG Maxizariya. It is always one of my top sellers. So it just further proves what I say in this channel all the time. You need to look at your data to figure out what's working for you. And BCB Maxizariya kills it for me. So these are my top brands by the total amount sold. So I sold the most of these brands. Calvin Klein, and then Columbia is always up there. Top brands by average price. So these are the highest price items that I sold in July. Alberto McKinley. I'm terrible with names. This was a absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to show you a picture in a minute, so stay tuned for sure. It was an absolutely gorgeous. It could have been a wedding dress because it was white, but like a bodycon mermaid style. It was gorgeous. I sold that. I think it sold for like $200, so that's why it's one of the top ones. Michael Kors, Coach, Dooney and Burke. If you know, and then we'll go down, and my top categories were dresses, bags, and shoes. Michael Kors, Coach, Dooney and Burke. I'm not sure if the Michael Kors was a purse or not. But those are all some of my top brands, and my top categories are also bags. I love bags. I love selling bags. I have I have a couple haul videos on some high-end purses, and I kind of walk through how to tell if they're real and fake. Those are my top categories and brands. And then the other things, so these are all things, I'm telling you stats that I look at to kind of see how I'm doing, but then also to kind of help me gauge what to do in the future. So lowest days on hand, that is on average what categories are selling the fastest. This is going to change depending on how you source. I was just talking on Instagram with someone about sourcing, and if you can source in the off season, then you can usually get lower price items, and people aren't really looking at it, so I tend to find better stuff. But then my days on hand for those items are probably going to be higher. If I'm listing winter in the spring, they may be sitting for a bit longer. So you have to keep track, you have to keep in mind your data. And then days on hand is also going to change seasonally. Now that it's coming into fall and then winter, my jackets probably will have a smaller days on hand than, say, my swimsuits, right? But my lowest days on hands for July were pants, dresses, shoes, and bags. If you've watched my channel, if you haven't, I'm going to tell you my top categories that I love to sell. Oh yes, vintage was on there. Okay, good. Things that I absolutely love to sell. When I go to the store, things I pick up first. And this is why, because of what my data is telling me, vintage, shoes, bags, purses. Purses are bags. Shoes, dresses, purses, and vintage. Those are when I go shopping, that's what I look at first. And I have a video on that as well, how to source smarter, not harder, how to look at your data and make strategic plan so that you are making the money that you want to make. One more thing, sell-through rate. Sell-through rate means how quickly the items are selling through. You have 100 items and you sold 30 of them, what's your sell-through rate? On average, my sell-through rate for July was 33%, which for a part-time reseller, that's pretty good. My top sellers sell-through rates were dresses, pants, skirts, and sweaters. What I want to know on sweaters, I think I have like 5 sweaters in my inventory right now. So when I sell one of them, that's going to be a high sell-through rate. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. Now, let's look at what actually sold. Let me start my screen. Here we go. So what actually sold for me in July? Let me move this a little so we can see it. This sweater. I think this was my one sweater that sold. It was part of that 15-piece bundle. And then this Tahari dress was also part of that bundle. It's gorgeous. Absolutely amazing. Like I said, dresses are up there. Dresses. Diane Vaughn was also part of a bundle. Not the 15-item bundle, but part of a bundle in general. There's that bodycon dress. And look at Amanda. If you haven't watched my PFF haul, definitely watch it or go to Amanda's Closet. She photographs all of her own items and they're like gorgeous. I'm positive that's why this sold so fast for me. It's gorgeous. It's stunning. Vintage Levi's 501s. If you don't know vintage Levi's, do a little research and learn about them. They are usually a pretty high ticket fast seller. Columbia, again, it always makes me laugh when I sell Columbia or when I sell winter stuff in 100-degree weather. I think this jacket was actually to someone in Hawaii too. Again, there you have it, some vintage Saks Fifth Avenue vintage leopard wrap. Here's my Michael Kors, $160. Buy it now. Amazing. Thank you. Yes, please. Here you go, some shoes. These boots were part of a bundle as well. Vintage Ralph Lauren, also part of a bundle. So I think I sold 2 items with that. Here's some Calvin Klein that I have really loved. I usually only do Calvin Klein dresses. I did pick up this Calvin Klein blazer, and I was at the store kind of going back and forth on it. But it was so cute. It was priced a little bit higher than I would normally pick up, but it was so cute that I decided to get it. And it sold in like under 2 weeks, maybe under a week. So BCB Max Azaria, again, high-waisted mom jeans, very in right now. If you find them, vintage high-waisted jeans. I was cutting them off and making them into shorts for the fall, or for the winter, summer. But for the fall, I'll kind of just leave them. Coach, there you go, New Tags Coach. Again, the BCBG Max Azaria, that was part of the, I think the 15 item bundle, but definitely part of a bundle. These vintage leather pants, also part of a bundle. Oh, and that Maeve is something that I'm getting ready to sell, so I was looking up comps. So there you have it. That is what sold for me in July. I have lots of new videos coming out. I'm testing strategies. I'm showing you my data. I am hauls in and out of there. So make sure to subscribe. Check out my analytical tool. Hit me up on Instagram. Follow me over there. I do giveaways, or if you ever have any questions, that's probably the better platform. Leave comments below on how your July sales were. What do you like to sell in July? Or in general, what are you sourcing for the fall? I'm starting to think about what I'm going to go out and source for the fall. So have a good day.